Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Behind the Plays podcast. I am your co-host of the Behind the Plays podcast. My name is Eric. I have the voice today because my boy Davion is a bit under the weather.
Yes.
But I would like to introduce the host of the Behind the Plays podcast, which is my close good friend Davion.
Yes. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Behind the Plays. While we're sitting here, can you guys make sure you like, subscribe, follow, do whatever you got to do on wherever platform you do it on? We'd appreciate it a ton.
You took the words right out of my mouth.
That's what I do. All right. We finish each other's sandwiches. All right.
Yes. So on tap today. You texted it to me.
I did text it to you.
Let me review that. Okay, we're going to talk a little bit about the coaches because Black Monday was upon us. It wasn't
as black as normal Black
That wasn't
Mondays.
that black. Yeah, that wasn't that black of a Monday. For me, it was Black Sunday, Black Monday, Black Tuesday for like three dudes. So who knows? We are filming this. It's currently 4:42 over here on the West Coast at night, 6:42 in Central Time, where my boy Davion is.
Yes.
On Tuesday, January 9th. So we might have some more firings before we see you next. We might have some firings in the middle of the podcast. We'll see. I'll refresh
Honestly.
Twitter every, 15-ish minutes or so. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll keep it locked.
Because I think there's a few that we're maybe anticipating that haven't happened yet.
Yeah.
I think if we're looking at the teams that are real quick, we're going to talk about the coaches.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about the playoffs because Wild Card Weekend is upon us. We're going to talk about the playoffs. We're going to give our full breakdown for both Wild Card Weekend and for, if we got Wild Card Weekend perfectly correct, our full breakdown for the entire playoffs and give our Super Bowl prediction as well. So, let's talk a little bit about some of the positions that are currently available in the league. The big three that we know of already that happened mid-season: the Panthers job, the Chargers job, and the Raiders job.
Right.
And then three more has happened since the conclusion of the regular season. Falcons let Arthur Smith go, so the Falcons job is open. The Commanders let Ron Rivera go, so the Commanders job is open. And then kind of the big shocker, I think, relatively, is that the Titans let Mike Vrabel go. So the Titans job is also now available.
And you know what? I think that's more so not Vrabel's fault and more the GM's fault. Like, you traded A.J. Brown.
It was kind of all downhill from there.
Yeah, that's
once
literally what
AJ. That's
the
it's the catalyst was losing AJ Brown in that trade in the middle of the draft, and you can tell from that reaction. I remember that vividly. That Vrabel was
he was
clearly
upset.
not happy about that. Yeah,
Super upset.
So if we're looking at maybe some of the other jobs that we're expecting to become available that currently aren't available, I think the big question mark is Bill Belichick and the Patriots,
Yes.
whether they're going to retain him. Because if you look at Bill Belichick's history as a head coach, he's probably the best head coach to ever coach in this league. He hasn't been very successful the last handful of years. So there is a possibility that maybe
Didn't he
Bill
call
Belichick
out his
wants out of New
quarterbacks?
England.
Didn't he call out his quarterbacks recently?
I did hear that are you secure in your job? And he had said something like, give me not Zappy or Jones. I don't know if that was a real thing or if it was like a shitpost or something like that, but I did see that as well on Twitter X.
I didn't see it. I see the actual video.
I
But
didn't
saw the
either.
post itself, so I was like, wow, that's kind of nuts if he actually said
Yeah.
that. That's super un-Bill Belichick-like.
Yeah. I'm double checking right now. Nobody has been fired in the last 15 minutes. We're good.
We're good. We're clear.
Yeah. Okay, we're good. So I think the Patriots job is going to be a little bit open. I'm just browsing through the AFC right now. I think the Chargers we obviously know the Chargers and Titans are open.
Yeah.
The Jets are for sure retaining Robert Saleh. Their owner has said so.
Yep.
I think the Broncos are still committed to Sean Payton. The Raiders job is open. I think the Colts are still committed to Shane Steichen. It seems like the Jaguars are still committed to Doug EP, and it seems like the Bengals are still committed to Zach Taylor. So unless we have a surprise one out of the AFC playoff teams, which I think if anybody, it would be Mike Tomlin, which is foolish, I think.
Agreed.
But if it's anybody, it's him, I think. I don't think it's McDaniel, Stefanski, Ryans, Reed, McDermott, or
None of them.
Harbaugh anytime soon. So if it's
especially
anybody, it would be Tomlin, but I don't
McDermott
think
kinda
it's going to be
saved
anybody.
his job, low-key.
Yes. Yeah, five game winning streak. Now you're the 2 seed.
Kind of safe.
You're in a good spot. Yeah. So yeah, if anybody, it's Tomlin, but I don't think it'll be Tomlin. So we might only out of the AFC, we have 3 jobs available.
Right.
Possibly a 4th on the way if the Patriots decide to let Bill Belichick go.
Right.
Out of the NFC, the Panthers job is available, and I'm going from bottom rank to top rank
Okay.
in terms of how that's all breaking down. So Panthers job is avable. I doubt
Commanders.
the Cardinals job is going to be. I doubt the Cardinals job is going to be available.
Right. I mean, you didn't have your starting quarterback
yeah.
for the majority of the year,
Yeah.
and when you did,
Yeah.
he just got hired. I don't see that being.
Yeah, I don't
firing
see them.
today.
I don't see them firing Jonathan Gannon today. The Commanders job is available. Giants is
I
like a
don't see
hard
Dable.
maybe.
I don't
It's-
see
it's
Dable
a-
getting
I
fired.
don't see Dable. It's a hard maybe. But I don't see any. But I don't see Dable going.
Yeah.
Falcons job is open. Eberflus
I could see.
might,
So
but it
this
seems
is
it kind of
something I was
seems
talking
like
about.
yeah, it kind of seems like out of Chicago it was that the ownership was seeming like they were going to keep Eberflus.
So this is the thing that this is my mindset, because you have the first pick for the second year in a row. You guys obviously made some very good progress. You guys were what? They were 7-win team this year?
Yeah, clearly.
Yeah, that's great progress from what you were last year, right?
Yeah.
You made a good move last year, got a king's ransom, and land on the first pick, not of your own record, but someone else's record. And now you're gonna have this decision again. What do you want to do, right? I think they're gonna end up moving down again. I think that's what you should do. If you keep Eberflus, you keep Fields. If you fire Eberflus,
yes.
you are trading Fields. And the reason I say
Yes.
that is because you're gonna bring in a new coach, and he's gonna want a new quarterback. And I
Yeah.
think having Caleb Williams there, taking him, you have the 10th pick still. You have so much magic you can make happen with that. So
Yeah,
it's like,
I personally think that if they do keep Eberflus, I agree they should keep Justin Fields. I kind of smell this. What it smells like to me is that the Bears, I think, should move down to 3. Let the Patriots jump
at
the
3?
Commanders. It's the Patriots. The Commanders are at 2.
oh, okay.
All 3 of those teams are pretty quarterback needy.
Pretty much,
So
it's
I think
like whichever one of those 2 teams want Caleb
Yeah.
Williams more are going to trade
Exactly.
for
Yeah,
the first pick,
I think
and then you're going to get MHJ regardless.
exactly. I think you let the Patriots jump the Commanders to 1, so the Patriots can draft Caleb Williams, and I think Caleb Williams would want to play in New England.
I don't know, man. He's been playing in
You
Southern
let
California.
you
so.
you let Washington draft probably Drake May,
Yeah,
and then you get
Marvin Harrison.
Marvin Harrison Jr. for free, and you
With
retain your
extra
10th
stuff.
pick probably.
And extra
Yeah.
stuff with it.
And
like
more
you're getting
picks.
A bunch of picks.
You'll probably get a first next year. You'll probably get maybe like a second or a third this year. Like I think that's the best move for the Bears.
Right.
Vikings, I don't think are firing Kevin O'Connell.
Right. Agreed.
The Saints, it doesn't seem like they're firing Dennis Allen, though. I think there is pitchforks for Dennis
Yeah.
Allen right now. I think in Seattle, Pete Carroll's more likely to retire than he is to get fired.
Yeah, with how the
and
season they
he
had,
said
low
he's-
key, better than I expected.
And he said he's staying, is what I read.
Yes, he is staying.
So that's all the non-playoff teams, and out of all the playoff teams, I don't see anybody getting let go.
The closest one, honestly, is Nick Sirianni. I don't want it, but I think it would be possible.
I don't think Todd Bowles or Mike McCarthy are completely out of the equation either. But
I would
no way Shanahan, Campbell, McVay, or LaFleur are getting fired, right?
Correct.
No way those 4 are going.
Correct. The
I-
closest people would be
do
Cowboys,
see-
Bucks.
I
or
see,
Eagles.
yeah. I see a world where Nick Sirianni and Todd Bowles and Mike McCarthy are getting fired.
Correct. And
So,
the thing with them is, like, the Buccaneers have won their division 3 years in a row. Was the 2 years ago one where they won the Super Bowl, or they got eliminated in the first? They got eliminated in the first.
2 years ago the Bucks were eliminated in the first round. 3 years ago they won the Super Bowl.
Okay, so wait. Oh, they didn't win the division when they won the Super Bowl. That's right. The Saints did.
Right, they were the wild card,
So
yeah.
they've won their division 3 years in a row, and the last 2 seasons they've been wild carded. They've gotten bounced immediately. So you're gonna win your division a 3rd year in a row, which is great and all. There's a strong chance once again that you are going to get first round. So I could see him getting fired. And that, honestly, if they go out and if the Eagles go out and ball out, even if they go to San Francisco afterwards and get smacked, Nick Sirianni probably saves his job.
I think if the Eagles win a playoff game, he saves his job. I don't I don't think it's likely he gets fired regardless.
I don't
but
think
I think
so
he
either.
definitely
I think he's done a good
doesn't if the
job.
Eagles
I
win.
mean, think about it like this: dude took a team that was 4-11-1, went 9-8 in a rebuild season with not AJ Brown, gets AJ Brown, goes to the Super Bowl, and now is 11-6 and is a playoff team.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, there's a catastrophic collapse, but I know why people are calling for his head. I know.
Yeah.
I understand. Am I a fan of it? No. Do I understand?
Yeah.
The coordinators, though. This time,
Coordinators probably
it's
about
Matt
time.
Patricia needs to go, bro. Why is he even on our staff? I never liked him. Why is he even on our staff?
It's a fascinating question.
Like Sean Desai, faults and all, held this Bucks team to 11 points that we're about to go up against. He held the Chiefs and the Dolphins to 0 points in the second half of each of those games. Not always his fault. There's been some offensive issues more than defensive issues, if you want me to be honest with you. But I digress.
Refreshing Twitter. Anybody get fired?
Anybody else? No more firings?
Nobody yet.
All right. Well,
Giants let their DC go.
yeah, everybody wants him to be the DC up in Philly now. At least Philly Twitter does. Because he's a blitz-heavy guy. So, I guess.
There's a call for... So if the Raiders don't retain Antonio Pierce, for him to be the DC... Well, if the Raiders don't retain Antonio Pierce, for Antonio Pierce to go be the DC in New York, because he played for the Giants.
That's what Philly's been saying, too. At least Twitter is like, yo, he'd be a phenomenal DC. You know who else would be awesome to have on staff for a Philly team? Vrabel. Dude, I'd pay them I'd pay him head coach money to be a DCO for us, please.
Okay, it's a little bit too poetic, okay?
Okay, hear me out.
You ready for this?
I'm hearing you out.
Hear me out. This is a scenario where 20 minutes from now, the Patriots fire Bill Belichick.
Okay.
Do you have any idea how insane Mike Vrabel to New England would be?
No.
He played for the Patriots.
Did he? I didn't know that.
Yes. Yeah, he was a linebacker for the Patriots during their first 3 Super Bowls.
Oh, that's kind of crazy. That is pretty poetic.
Yeah, during Dynasty 1. Vrabel was, they used to throw touchdowns to Vrabel. Like, you remember when they used to always bring in J.J. Watt?
Yes.
They did the same thing with Vrabel back in the day. So,
awesome.
Vrabel to New England would be nuts. That would be super cool. That's what I was cooking. I told you we were cooking before the podcast started. That would be insane to see Vrabel go to New
game
England.
on defense, starting in 12. He would, oh, dang it. Accidentally clicked. He would occasionally come in as an eligible receiver and light up a tight end.
That's what he would do.
He caught a Super Bowl touchdown. Huh.
So I think if Vrabel's available and Belichick is out...
he also caught a Super Bowl touchdown against the Eagles. Bitch.
Yeah, punk. I think Vrabel to Patriots makes a lot of sense if that does work out. If it doesn't, I think Vrabel should probably be the first coach off the board.
Yeah, he's the best coach on the board right now, no questions asked.
Yes,
Unless
given
Mike
that we
Tomlin
don't know.
gets fired.
Yes, if Mike Tomlin gets fired, Vrabel's the second coach on the board. So I don't entirely hate Vrabel to Atlanta. I don't entirely hate Vrabel to Carolina. I don't entirely hate Vrabel to LA. I think all those are great.
I think the most enticing job, this is going to sound weird, and I know we don't like this team very much, but the most enticing job on the market right now has to be Atlanta.
It is, by far.
The reason being is because you have a high pick. You're going to get a quarterback, for sure. Probably at this point, Penix is probably the guy you're going to end up grabbing.
I don't know. There's still a pretty big calling for Drake May to be the number 2 quarterback.
Yes, but Drake May is going to go to Washington, right? So we have New England's.
Oh, you're thinking if you're
Caleb.
Atlanta. I'm sorry. I don't know why I was thinking we were Washington here.
No, we're definitely Atlanta.
Yeah, if Penix is around, I think Penix could get taken. Bo Nix, I feel like there are more quarterbacks.
Unless Atlanta does something drastic and trades for the first pick.
NFL QB prospects.
Oh, Jaden
So
Daniels from LSU.
Jaden Daniels, that's who I was thinking of.
He
Who I
could
was
be
missing.
around. He definitely could be around at 8.
Yeah, I think if you're looking at
It's gonna be either Daniels or Penix is my mindset now.
yeah,
So
if you're looking at probably first round guys, it's probably Caleb Williams, Drake May, Jaden Daniels,
yeah,
Bo
Penix.
Nix and Penix I think are like late first rounders, maybe second rounders.
I think Penix is gonna go
This
higher than
this
you think.
list,
There's a lot of quarterback needy
I
teams
think
this year.
he is. I could see Penix going like 18 to somebody, somewhere in
Dude, I
that
can see him
ballpark.
going as high as like 11 to like the Vikings.
Possibly, yeah. I could see something like that.
Yeah. So let's say it's
I could
say it's Jaden
shit.
Daniels.
I could see Denver doing it at 12.
True. Yeah, valid.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of quarterback. I don't want to say quarterback needy, but teams that definitely would draft a quarterback in the first round.
Yeah.
This season.
The ones right now who on this list is on PFF right now, who I don't think are kind of first rounders. I don't even know if they've declared for the draft or not. Shadur.
He's not.
I don't.
He's
I don't
definitely
think.
staying.
Yeah, I think Shadur is staying, right?
Because I think he's gonna go in the same class as Travis, which is next
Yeah.
year.
JJ McCarthy, which I think he's he's a second, third round guy
for sure.
to go be a backup somewhere. Do what they did with Malik Willis. Do what they did with who
Jordan
am I thinking
Love.
of? No, Jordan Love was a first rounder.
Was he a first
Who am
round?
I
Oh,
trying?
that's right.
Yeah, he was. I'm thinking of
Jalen
like
Hurts?
I'm thinking of like Will Greer, like Jalen Hurts, great example. Quinn Ewers is on this list
Will
out of
Levis?
Texas. I don't know. I don't think Quinn Ewers is declared for the draft.
Yeah. Either way, Atlanta.
But either way, yeah.
Atlanta is very
So,
enticing. So I could see like a
Where's
quarterback
Atlanta's draft pick right now?
It's at 8, if I'm not mistaken.
So that might be right where Jaden Daniels is.
Exactly.
Honestly.
So that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. So like Jaden Daniels gets picked, right? By Atlanta. Now you have a quarterback. You are now you if you go and get a system where you have Kyle Pitts already, Bijan Robinson. You still
Drake
have
London.
Cordero Patterson. You have Drake London. You have so
You got
many
Tyler
good
out.
offensive weapons. Tyler
Tyler
Algier.
Algier.
So many offensive weapons. You add maybe one more receiver in like the third round or something like that. Get some defensive pieces. You already have one of the best kickers in the league. Come on,
It's
now.
true.
This team becomes solid, and it's good
honestly-
because it's the South. The South sucks.
Exactly. The South's not that great. So then, I mean, the Saints
You were
aren't
2
that
wins
great
away
because
from
they,
being a. You were basically a win and a loss away from being a playoff team right now. Like you could do
Yeah,
it.
I mean-
very simply.
I think the Bucks are solid, but I think the Bucks are vulnerable. I think the Saints are solid, but the Saints are vulnerable, and the Panthers are ass.
The problem is the Saints don't have cap.
Exactly.
They don't have money because Derek Carr and Michael Thomas have too much money.
Yeah, I agree with you. By far, the most lucrative position right now is Atlanta. I think
Absolutely.
even more so than Vegas.
Yeah, that's my.
Because the other
second,
one would
by
be
the way.
Vegas.
That's
Yeah.
my.
The other one's Vegas. Vegas is 2.
They also
maybe
they also are kind of.
LA's not bad.
But the problem with Vegas. Oh, LA is definitely not bad. The problem with Vegas is I don't think Devontae Adams is there next year. I also don't think. Obviously, their quarterback situation's weird. Their issue is that the good part about them is that their defense is so good, but their offense is met average. You know.
Yeah,
So-
especially if they lose Devontae.
Yeah, and then there's the Chargers. So like those are like the 3. Like the Titans, I feel like are a few steps away. You see, they're probably going to lose Tannehill. They're probably going to lose Derrick Henry, and that's kind of your roster. Not gonna lie to you.
The Titans that we knew from 4 or 5 years ago when they were consistently making the playoffs and they went to the AFC Championship that one year. This is
Yeah.
not the same This is not going to be the same Titans next year, at all.
Right.
So yeah, I think Tennessee right now is the number 4 spot just because of the other 2 are Washington and Carolina.
I think
And-
Washington is way more enticing than you think they are. They have a
don't
lot
know.
of good pieces. They just, I don't know how to feel about them yet.
We do agree that Carolina is by far the worst position,
Easily the
right?
worst. Yeah, because they have no picks. They don't have a first rounder.
They have no
I mean,
picks. They have no
unless Bryce
defense.
Young
They have
makes,
an
like, the
owner who's
giant
too.
leap.
They have an owner who's too involved.
Yeah, unless
it's-
Bryce Young makes the most gigantic leap you've ever seen a quarterback make in his career.
Yeah. No, you need a D'Amico Ryans to go to Carolina. He might not be the most lucrative coordinator or lucrative coach, but he's a leader. in Houston, right?
Well,
And
they're
he
in the
turned
playoffs.
Houston around. Like we thought Houston was boned if we were being honest. Like
Yeah.
I think there was a point in time last year where we're like, okay, the Texans are horrible. They're the worst team in the league by far. I don't know if they win a game. And this year, I think we both came into being like the Texans might win like 5 games. And the reason being it was D'Amico Ryans. It wasn't anything in particular they did. Like it was D'Amico Ryans, it was C.J. Stroud. We're like, yeah, there's an enticement there. So with Bryce Young and the fact that he's such a wild card right now, he could go either way. Because I kind of feel like he didn't have an excellent rookie year, but he didn't have a horrible rookie year. So I think if you get the right leader in Carolina, that's what you need right now. So I don't think Tepper should be going to go get Vrabel. I don't think he should be going to go get like Harbaugh. I think you need to find the right fit for you. You don't need a celebrity
Right.
in Carolina right now.
Yeah.
So given the candidates for a head coaching position, realistically, I don't think any of them really want to be in Carolina.
No, you're gonna have to overpay
Mm-hmm.
for a head coach. So
Yeah.
unless you're hiring like some random coordinator that's like, well, I'm happy with a head coaching job.
Yeah, unless you can go hire like Lovey Smith or something,
Yeah, he ain't doing that shit.
Yeah. Go hire like I don't even know. Wade Phillips, something in that ballpark.
Yeah, there you go.
I think Wade Phillips is coaching in the XFL actually.
That's
I
actually
think he's a head coach of a team, yeah. God, I miss Wade Phillips. When he was the Broncos DC, not as a head coach.
No.
To be explicitly clear about that.
All right.
So yeah, I think. Well, in the event that New England is the 7th team, which I think they're out of all the teams left that still are retaining their coach, I think New England's the most likely to fire theirs.
Correct.
So if we consider them into the mix, New England has some solid pieces. They have an okay defense, they have an okay offense, and you got a high pick to go get a quarterback if you really want to. So I think New England's not bad.
It's not bad. I still like the Falcons the most.
Yeah, the problem with New England is you're going to be compared to Belichick
Consistently.
probably forever.
Yeah.
Like you could probably win.
Speaking of head coach,
You could probably go win 5 Super Bowls and be like, yeah, but Bill won
Belichick
6.
6. Yeah.
you know.
The end of the Falcons Saints game.
Oh.
Yo, what are your opinions on the subject? Because I'm like, at this point, there's no such thing as running up a score, bro. You were losing.
Yeah.
You were lost. Honestly, if Tyrann Matthew scored, you were gonna be upset. You were just upset at the situation, and now
Yeah.
you look like a salty, terrible human being on your way out of Atlanta. You didn't even make it to the Monday. You got fired that night.
Yeah.
I thought
It's funny for sure.
hilarious.
I think the situation is funny too, because I think everybody handled it exactly how it should have been handled.
Yeah.
It's not like I don't feel like what anybody did was wrong. Like, yeah, Arthur Smith should probably be mad at Dennis Allen for that, but that's also not Dennis Allen's fault.
Correct.
It's Jameis's fault, and I don't feel like what Jameis did was wrong. I feel like it was funny.
No, and people
it
getting
was cool.
mad at calling for Jameis Winston's job. I'm looking at
No
you,
way.
Unc.
No,
You're dumb.
no way. No.
Shannon Sharp said he should lose his job.
Jameis Winston will lose his job because he got a promotion somewhere. That's it.
Correct.
Jameis Winston will lose his job because he's going to go start in like Minnesota or something.
Right.
That's it. So I like. But to be fair, if I'm.
These are 2 non-playoff teams. Who cares?
Yeah, and if I'm Arthur Smith, I'm for sure pissed at Dennis Allen, thinking that because 99 times out of 100, that should have been Dennis Allen's decision. If you see somebody run up the score on you, that's usually not the players making that call. That's the coach making that call. So yeah, I think Arthur Smith was right to be mad at Dennis Allen, and Dennis Allen was right to kind of just sit there and be like, I don't know what to tell you, pal. Cope. So I thought it was funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was hilarious.
Yeah.
All
So
right.
then, do we want to give any kind of predictions for coaching? Like who's gonna go where?
I don't really know. That's my
Like,
issue. I don't really have any
yeah,
like
I don't know the
rumors.
candidates off the top of my head right now. So maybe that's something we can talk about like towards the end of the playoffs.
Who's the OC in LA?
Kellen Moore.
He's in contention for their head coaching job. By the way,
I saw that they interviewed that.
yeah,
Saw that they interviewed him.
I thought that was interesting.
Speaking of that, anybody get fired?
It's gonna be the intermission. That's how you know we're moving on to the next topic. Did anybody else get fired? All right. Well, let's talk playoffs then, because that's what everyone's here for. Our playoff brackets, right?
Nobody's been fired.
Nobody's been fired.
Nobody's been fired.
There are 6 matchups in Super Wildcard Weekend this weekend, including a Monday night game, which we all think is dumb. So, the Browns will head to Houston to play the Texans. The Dolphins are heading to Kansas City to play the Chiefs. Pittsburgh is on their way to Buffalo to play the Bills. Green Bay is heading to Dallas to play the Cowboys. The Rams are heading to Detroit to play the Lions. And the Eagles are heading to Tampa Bay to play the Buccaneers. Funny things about these games is the scripting that goes into it. Okay, let's talk about.
Oh
the
my
script
God,
real
the
quick.
NFL is so fucking rigged. You kidding me?
The script was leaked apparently, bro. The Browns heading to Tennessee, Houston to play the Texans. Who won the Watson trade?
Yep.
Right. Dolphins are heading to Kansas City. There's a certain hill that they have to get over here. That gets really funny.
I thought that was good. That was really good.
Thought that was fun.
Also,
Tyreek
Miami
returned to Arrowhead.
Worth noting, Miami is getting Justin Houston back for the playoffs too. So
Yes.
not only it's 99% Tyreek Hill and 1% Justin Houston too.
True.
Just tossing that out there.
Yeah, worth tossing out. Pittsburgh Buffalo is kind of just there. Not gonna lie to you, no script writers there. I mean, Packers Cowboys. This is history, bro.
That's the Mike
Packers,
McCarthy game.
Pretty sure the Packers have beaten the Cowboys the last 4 times they played in the playoffs.
This is the Mike McCarthy game.
This is the Mike McCarthy game. We know the history.
Yeah.
L.A.
And
LA and Detroit.
yeah.
Come on, Stafford
That's
Goff. That's the matchup.
There's a reason that one's on Sunday night.
Yes, and then Eagles
That's
Bucks.
the matchup. Eagles Bucks, whatever.
Yeah,
I mean, Eagles Bucks have been kind of like playoff rivals, a la 49ers Cowboys, since like the early 2000s. So it's cool that they're getting another kind of modern matchup.
Yeah, the last
say.
time we played was the season we went 9-8, and we were the 7th seed, and we got blown out.
Yeah. So Eagles Bucks in the playoffs is always fun because this is like with like the Gruden Bucks and like McNabb Eagles. They were usually like the 1 and 2 seeds in the playoffs. You know, somebody was going.
Yeah, so that's very fun. Ravens Niners are their buys, so that's good for them. It was also really cool for Harbaugh because he got to go see his brother. Didn't have to prep for a game, so it was really awesome to go see his brother win a national championship. It's awesome. Natty was fun. It was a blowout, but it was fun. Other than that, I mean, I'm excited.
One seed. This is the first time since I believe they started the college football playoff that the 1 seed beat the 2 seed in the playoffs.
I'm pretty sure you're right.
2 seeds always beating the 1 seed.
Yeah, so that's really fun, and it was awesome. Love it. I'm happy for Michigan. I'm pretty sure that's Harbaugh's first
dope.
actual championship.
It is, yeah.
So good for him, man.
I mean, maybe he won like the Pac-12 when he was at Stanford, probably. But
No, I mean I guess
who
national
fucking cares?
championship, Super Bowl, those types of things. He's won Peach Bowls and things like that, but not this.
Exactly.
All right, so let's kick things off. We'll do our Super Wild Card predictions. Then, after those predictions, we'll actually give out the divisional conference Super Bowl based off of our games there, because it's fun to give out a full layout of what we think our playoff spreads are. Eric, Browns at Texans should be a fun game.
Yeah, kicking us off on Saturday afternoon. We got the Browns, we got the Texans. This is the 5, the 4 in the AFC, which, by the way, I don't know if this is unprecedented or not, but it seemed a bit odd and a bit quirky. If we go in order from like timing wise, that all the AFC games are getting played first.
Yeah, and they also go in order 5, 6, 7, 7, 6, 5. I don't know if you saw that too.
I did see that. I thought that was weird.
It's very quirky. Like that.
So it's interesting. I thought that worked out like that. Browns Texans. I think this is kind of one of the more interesting matchups for sure because obviously the 5-4 is the chance for the road team to win, statistically speaking.
Yes.
And in both of these cases, in terms of record, the Browns are better than the Texans. In terms of record, the Eagles are better than the Buccaneers.
However,
But obviously, it's a matter of how much does that home field advantage play into this. The national championship was in Houston for the college football playoff in NRG Stadium. Roof was leaking, apparently. I don't know if you saw that. So
did
hopefully
not.
they get that patched up for the Texans playoff game. I think this is an interesting matchup for sure because it's cool that the Texans made the playoffs, and I'm glad that they did because they're a really exciting team. I honestly wish both the Texans and the Colts could have made the playoffs, and we kind of boot the Steelers, if I'm being completely honest. Like,
True.
outside of that, I think the teams who made it are the teams who deserve to make it. I feel like I'd rather have the Colts than the Steelers.
The only other one, maybe the Seahawks over the Packers, but I think the Packers versus Cowboys is more fun. So
I think I like the Packers over the Cowboys personally because I like the Jordan Love narrative there.
yeah,
I
agree.
think it's cool. Jordan Love's a Mountain West guy too, so that helps. He went to Utah
Sure.
State,
That does help
so that
as well.
helps my opinion. Yeah. So I think prediction wise, the Browns defense is insane, and Joe Flacco has been lighting it up. Joe Flacco should be the comeback player of the year, in my opinion. He won't be, but it'd be cool if he was. I'm gonna go with Cleveland on the road. I think they beat the Texans. I think
Yeah.
they're a better team. It's cool that the Texans made the playoffs, but I think they're a perfect candidate for a first round bounce.
Yeah, I also think so. I think them getting bounced in the first round is perfectly fine. If they win, they'd have to, I mean, in normal spec, go to play the Ravens, which, I mean, this isn't the Deshaun Watson, J.J. Watt actually should be winning playoff games team quite yet. But I think they are going to be able to take that next step next season.
I think so too. Given that it seems like the Jaguars are regressing and the
knows what's going on
Titans
with
are
them.
regressing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Really, your competition I think is going to be Indy because if they did everything that they did and get Anthony Richardson back, I think
That's huge.
that's got some potential. That's got some kinetic energy.
Yeah, and I'm going to take the Browns too. I really like what Houston's doing. I'm happy for their future, but I think Cleveland's playing a little bit better this season.
Yeah, it's cool that you made it, and I'm glad you did. But is what it is.
Glad you won your division too. Awesome for you guys.
Yeah.
Just gonna get you out of here though. Sorry.
Yeah.
All
Okay,
right.
Sunday morning.
Was that the only
got-
Saturday game?
Or I'm sorry, no, this is Saturday night. You're right. I apologize.
okay.
I'm crazy. Yeah, Saturday night. We got Dolphins. We got Chiefs.
Because there's 2 Saturday games, 3 Sundays, and 1 Monday, correct?
Yes.
Why there aren't
So,
3 Saturdays, 3 Sundays is beyond me, but who knows?
Whatever. This one's on Peacock, by the way.
Yes, I already have Peacock, so
Me too.
you guys
so
are
we're
all
golden.
lame.
Yeah. We're good. Yeah. I've been watching The Traitors. Have you seen that show on Peacock?
I have not. The
Oh my god, it's
Traitors?
great. It's crazy good. I'm a big reality TV nut, like Survivor and stuff like that. Survivor and Big Brother. So it's kind of in that ballpark. I think it's insanely interesting though, and I really like what they did with it. Season two starts Friday, so I'm like maybe I'll start season 1 and actually watch it. Katie and I watched it this week and we're obsessed.
Huh.
So yeah, there's your TV show recommendation of the week. Go watch The Traitors.
Huh.
It's hosted by freaking Nightcrawler.
Yeah, I'm seeing that. That's crazy.
Yeah. So we got Dolphins, we got Chiefs. Chiefs in Kansas City against the Miami Dolphins. Dolphins did lose their Sunday night matchup against the Bills, so they are now a wild card team after being one of the hottest teams in the league for sure. I think there's this narrative that the Dolphins don't beat winning teams, you know?
No way.
Yeah. So it's cool that the Dolphins made it, and I'm glad for Mike McDaniel. I think, in my opinion, he's a candidate for Coach of the Year. I don't know if he wins it. Like, he's definitely one of the coolest people in the NFL, but in terms of like their accomplishment, like there's no way it's not D'Amico Ryans, right? It could
Right.
be Dan Campbell. It could be Kevin Stefanski. I kind of feel like it's D'Amico Ryans.
For sure.
First year guy who took the god awful Texans to the playoffs. That reeks of Coach of the Year. So I think we saw this matchup back in week something in Germany, week 9, yes. The Chiefs came up with the win, and now that this is actually in Arrowhead, I feel like the Chiefs are the better team, and I think they beat the Dolphins. So I'm going with the Chiefs.
Yes, I agree. I think the Chiefs are the better team. I love what Miami does. I think Miami could. I mean, Tyreek Hill's used to playing in this element. Tua's played at Bama for a couple seasons, so he's also used to kind of the cold. I'm not really thinking that's going to be the biggest factor. What I think is going to be how the running game goes about for Miami, because that's kind of their biggest thing, like having Raheem Mostert and Devin. Oh my god, I always mess up his name. Achane.
Devon Achan.
Achan. I can never say his name right. Achan. That's so weird to me. Devon Achan. He's solid. I just think it's going to come down to them being really good and not Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle being explosive. But I'm gonna take Casey.
Yep. Okay. Sunday morning, we got Pittsburgh, we got Buffalo, our 7-2 matchup. This kind of feels like the easiest one, in my opinion. Buffalo's on a 5-game winning streak. The Steelers are probably the worst team in the playoffs, in my opinion.
Really?
I'm going to go with the Bills. I think they are.
Okay. I feel like the Packers are.
I think the Packers are better than the Steelers.
I don't know, man. Imagine us getting a Packers-Steelers Super Bowl for old time's sake.
That would be insane.
As double 7 seeds.
Double 7 seed Super Bowl 45 rematch. That'd be cool.
Yeah. Not this year, though. Bills.
Yeah, not this year. I'm going with Buffalo. This feels like the easiest one to me.
Yeah.
I think this is even easier than the next one.
Yes.
Which the next one was also pretty easy in my opinion.
I agree. Packers
I'm
heading to Dallas to play the Cowboys in AT&T.
In AT&T Stadium in beautiful Jerry World, Arlington, Texas. Yeah, I'm glad the Packers made it. I think they were the most deserving of the kind of cuss teams. I think more so than Seattle. Definitely. I think more so than Minnesota. More than New Orleans. I think the Packers being the 7th seed is, I think, the right thing for the lore of the NFL.
However.
But the Cowboys are crazy good, and the Cowboys are crazy good at home.
Yep.
So I'm going with Dallas.
Same.
Yeah. Okay.
Rams at Lions. Matthew
Sunday
Stafford's
night.
Return to Detroit.
And Jared Goff, his old team's coming to pay a visit in Ford Field. By the way, this is the first playoff game in the history of Ford Field.
Wait, what?
Yep. As long as Ford Field has been around, the Lions have never played a playoff game there.
That's crazy.
Because to be fair, I think that stadium's only like 15, 20 years old or something like that.
Still, though, man.
And the times that the Lions did make the playoffs, we know they've never won the division. They've always been a wild card when they did make it.
It's valid.
Even when like Stafford was there, they've been the wild card.
That's crazy.
So,
it's because of the Packers.
Yeah, I mean, there's an insane narrative for this game, and it's super cool that it is happening, but God, it's awfully suspicious, right?
Right.
We agree on that? Okay. With how the Lions game ended against the Cowboys, we agree that this is a suspicious game? Okay, yeah. This feels like a trap game to me. I think this is the trappiest trap game of them. Because, yes, the Lions were very impressive in the regular season, but, gosh, it is the Lions. You know, it feels like a trap game, in my opinion.
Right.
And I'm going to go with Detroit, though. But I think this is probably the one I had the hardest time picking out of all the games.
So
was this game.
I'm
going with Detroit.
I agree. And the reason I agree with you is because I think it's the experience factor, right?
Mm-hmm.
Jared Goff does have playoff experience. He has been to a Super Bowl. Okay, let's not stop there.
Yeah.
The rest of this team, though, no. This is a rookie running back, very young receiving core, rookie tight end who might not even be playing. I think he's out.
Yep. I believe Sam Laporte is out for sure.
And
I know TJ Watt is also for sure out for the Steelers too.
Yeah, but doesn't play effect because they're probably going to lose anyway.
Yeah, I think they lose by a little bit more now.
True. So Detroit, I think, is going to have a tough time winning this game, especially when you have Aaron Donald. I'm going to take the Rams. I'm going to take the Rams to upset the Lions.
Yeah, I don't hate the pick at all. I definitely could see a scenario where the Rams win this game, but I believe in the Lions.
I don't know if this is more so me coping that the Rams win so that they go to San Francisco and we go to Dallas. Well, but
yeah. I think out of all the 14 teams in the playoffs, obviously I'm rooting for the Birds because you're my close good friend Davion, right? So go Birds, right? The local team here in Reno is the 49ers because that's our most adjacent team to us. So it'd be cool if the Niners won for the community. So I am rooting for the Niners a little bit. But I think if we don't consider those two biases, I think the Lions are by far the team I want to go to the Super Bowl the most. It'd be so cool if they did. And can you imagine? We've got some potential, and it's unfortunate that the Browns play the Texans in round one because we got three teams in the playoffs who've never even, let alone won a Super Bowl, been to the Super Bowl.
Which is Browns,
Texans, and Lions have never been to a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
The Bills have also never won a Super Bowl, which is worth noting.
And the rest of the teams have.
The rest of the teams have, yes. Ravens have actually never lost a Super Bowl, worth noting. They're 2-0 in Super Bowls.
It's kind of crazy, actually.
Yeah, everybody else has lost a Super Bowl.
Yeah, I know. We lost 3.
Did the Bucks? Wait, have the Bucks lost a Super Bowl? No, they're undefeated too. Actually, they're 2-0 in Super Bowls also.
So you're telling me Bucks Ravens Super Bowl?
Bucks Ravens Super Bowl. Who knows?
I hope.
Yeah, because they win 2002 and then the Brady Bowl. Yeah, the Bucks have never lost a Super Bowl.
It's kind of crazy.
Dolphins have for sure. They lost with Marino to Montana. Yep. Steelers have. They lost to the Packers. Packers have. They lost the Broncos. Chiefs have.
Bills
they lost the
straight.
They lost
Cowboys
the Bucks.
Have.
They lost to Super Bowl.
I know
with Tom Landry and stuff. They lost the Steelers.
We just lost last season.
Yeah.
The Rams lost
have
to the Patriots.
And twice actually. Patriots recently, and then the Patriots in like 2000.
I don't remember
Brady's
the other
first
one,
Super Bowl.
but Niners for sure lost to the Ravens in that one Super Bowl. So.
Yeah, and then they lost the Chiefs a few years ago.
Oh, true. Forgot about that.
So, yeah, we got 3 teams. Browns, Texans, Lions who've never been to a Super Bowl. We got the Bills who've never won a Super Bowl.
There you go.
So there's some potential for them to cook. But the problem is that the Browns, Texans, and Bills are all in the AFC. The one team in the NFC that's got potential is the Lions. So for personal reasons, they're my favorite team. I don't think they're going to go to the Super Bowl. I don't think they're quite that good. But I can see I think the Lions are good enough to make the divisional round. And I think the Lions are good enough to make it to the conference championship.
Yeah,
to win it,
based off
to
of
beat
what
the
I'm looking at,
to beat the Niners, to beat the Cowboys in Dallas.
Basically, what I'm looking at here is it looks like, so this is my mindset, right? Let's say the Lions win this game, the Eagles win, right? Or the Bucks win. Mm-hmm. It doesn't matter. Either of those teams are heading to San Francisco. I think, as unbiasedly as possible, San Francisco beats both of those teams.
Yep.
Cowboys play the Lions. The Cowboys should have lost the Lions at home. Mm-hmm. They were home. They're going to be home again.
Yep.
I think the Lions can beat them. Then you go play San Francisco in San Francisco, which I think you probably lose that game. But yes, the odds are better than they have been for them.
Yeah, I think the Lions are pretty darn likely to at least make the divisional round. And I think there's a scenario where they make the conference championship. I'm having a hard time believing they go all the way to the Super Bowl this year. But it's pretty cool how far they've come.
Correct.
And I really hope that they do, because it would be, God, so fucking cool if the Lions go to the Super Bowl. Because we've talked about this narrative of teams that go to the Super Bowl, right? The AFC is the same 4. The NFC is a different one every year, but at least it's like the same different one every year. You know? It's the Rams every now and again. It's the Niners every now and again. It's the Eagles every now and again. And then you just throw a Lions in there? It's so cool.
Yeah, it's been religiously like the Chiefs-Patriots recently, huh?
Chiefs and Patriots and Broncos and Steelers.
Yeah.
And like, what, since 2000? Since 2000, you got the Raiders. You got the Raiders once, and the Colts, yes, because that's Manning. So you got not counting the Big 5, which would be Broncos, Patriots. Well, we don't even really have to count the Broncos; they've only been twice. So not counting the Big 4, which would be Chiefs, Steelers, Patriots, Colts. We only got, I think, 5 Super Bowls that aren't those teams. The Ravens twice, the Broncos twice, and the Raiders once. Right?
I'm going to be honest with you. I'm pretty sure my thing cuts out at 7:25 every day. So you said, which is... And then
so if you don't count the...
And then you left, and then when I came back, you said right, and I'm like... Listen.
That's pretty nice timing. So if you discount the Big 4 since 2000, right? Patriots, Colts, Steelers, Chiefs. Well, even the Colts only went twice.
Yeah.
So, okay, let's assume this is the Big 5 then.
Because the Broncos only went twice, too.
Broncos only went twice. The Ravens have also been twice.
Yeah, I mean,
So maybe
it's
there's a
more
big
diverse.
six. Maybe there's a big six and the Raiders in since 2000. Chiefs, Broncos, Ravens, Colts, Patriots, Steelers, and then the Raiders once. Oh, and the Bengals!
The
I
Bengals
didn't even
did
think
go
of
once.
the
They're the
Bengals.
outlier.
Yeah, shout out to the Bengals.
Tennessee went exactly 2000.
I think it was the '99 season.
True, you're right.
And
So
that
it'd be
was
the
yeah.
Ravens, the Patriots, the Raiders, the Patriots, the Patriots, the Steelers, the Colts,
Colts,
the Patriots, the Steelers,
Colts,
the
Patriots,
Colts, the
Steelers,
Steelers,
Colts,
the Patriots, the
Patriots,
Ravens, the
Steelers,
Broncos,
Patriots,
the Patriots, the
Broncos,
Broncos, the
Patriots,
Patriots, the
Broncos,
Patriots, the Patriots, the Chiefs,
Patriots,
Bengals.
Bengals.
So
Chiefs,
Bengals are more of an outlier here.
yeah. Raiders and the Bengals since 2000.
But yeah, I mean, listen, NFC teams are kind of sporadic though. I'll say
They are like
'cause it's like
it feels
Giants,
like it's
Rams, Bucks.
yeah, it's like Giants and Rams and Bucks and Eagles. I think
Panthers, Eagles,
Panthers,
Seahawks,
Panthers did good
Bears,
twice.
Giants, Cardinals, Saints, Packers, Giants, Niners, Seahawks, Panthers, Falcons, Eagles, Rams, Niners, Buccaneers, Rams, Eagles. Feels weird.
Yeah, it's definitely a little bit more sporadic. The AFC is a little bit more consistent, and that's Tom Brady's fault.
Yeah, it is Tom Brady's fault.
Yeah.
And then he came to NFC and went twice. Or went once, I'm sorry. And won it.
Either way, we got a Monday night game we got to talk about. So you're going Rams, I'm going Lions.
Yes.
Monday night, we got the Eagles, we got the Bucks. 5-seeded Eagles, 4-seeded Bucks in Tampa. Somebody had to win the South. I feel like of all the teams that play in the NFC South, I think the Bucks are the most deserving to be here for sure. That's not to say they are without flaw. And they're playing the Eagles, who started so hot and have crashed at the end of the season.
Yeah.
So I think this is going to be an important game to watch because it feels like this is a weird game to end on, in my opinion, because I feel like the Eagles Bucks is going to be a competition of who's less bad.
Or we get the Eagles of beginning of the season. It's gonna be one or the other.
Exactly, they would be less bad in this case.
Well, I feel like they'd be a little bit above bad, but that's just me. I see what you're saying though.
Yeah,
But yeah, so that's my mindset. Either we're getting the Eagles of the past, or one of these teams is gonna be just both these teams are gonna be bad, and the one team's gonna win the game. Mm-hmm. I don't know what to believe as an Eagles fan. I take this last game that we played completely out the window, by the way, with no regard whatsoever, just so we're all clear. We literally didn't have AJ Brown got hurt midway through, within the first two possessions. No
Did
Smitty, no
Jalen Hurts
Swift.
break his finger or something like that too?
Hurts broke his finger.
Yeah.
He got pulled, and then they pulled Johnson, Kelsey, everybody. So I wasn't even tripping. We get Darius Slay back for the playoffs. We get Zach Cunningham back for the game. We'll have Swift, Smitty, and AJ Brown all playing.
What's Jalen Hurts' status? Is he playing?
He's playing.
Okay.
He was what they said is he dislocated his finger. That was a quick little pop, and he was all back to normal.
Yeah.
My mindset is that Tampa Bay is going to have a field day with Mike Evans. Mike Evans is going to have a great day. However, if we've already seen this game played in Tampa Bay, right? This season. We saw it week 3. Sorry, I'm looking up the actual stats for that game because I don't remember them. Yeah, this was the game before my birthday.
Yeah, it was week 3. It was Monday night, I think, right?
I couldn't tell you, but probably.
Well, that's why we got this sheet. So that I can tell you. There was a Monday night doubleheader. It was Eagles, Bucks, and Rams, Bengals that week on Monday night.
Right. So, the biggest thing that I'm looking at with this game is absolutely how we respond. I don't want a game recap. What the fuck? No. I want the stats. Because Hurts threw 2 interceptions this game. I don't want that. the big thing I'm looking at is we ran the ball 40 times that game. 40.
Mm-hmm.
Swift carried the ball 16 times. Hurts carried it 10 times. Gainwell carried it 14 times. Swift had 130 yards, right?
Mm-hmm.
A.J. Brown had 131 yards on 9 catches. No touchdowns. It was Alameda Zacchaeus who got his one lone touchdown. We had a Reed Blankenship interception. Some good plays all around. I just need this team to win in this similar fashion. If we can win like a 2-touchdown game, I feel much more comfortable going on the road to either of those games. Because that means that our defense did something correct. I'm going to take the Eagles, obviously, because I'm not picking against them unless it's the Niners.
It's in the playoffs. It's the playoffs. I get it.
I will only pick against us if we play the Niners. I'll tell you that right now. Okay? Unless we meet them in the conference championship, then I will not.
Just say you're going to pick the Eagles.
I am picking the Eagles, but no. If we play them in the divisional round, I'm not taking the Eagles to win that game. Just so we're clear. For Pick'em's sake, I have to. I definitely trust this team to win this game.
Mm-hmm.
I need to see something though, because there's a lot of question marks out there right now, and we need to see if this collapse was just stupid, you guys can bounce back from it, or are we going to have more issues moving forward? So, I'm going to take the Eagles, of course. However, obviously the Bucks have been playing really well this last few games. However, they did just get held to 9 points to the Panthers, so I don't really trust anything else. So, give me the Eagles.
Okay. Listen, I hope the Eagles win because you're my friend, and I hope the Eagles succeed. I'm going based off of my trends. We talked about this Eagles-Bucks game. That was week 3. It feels like this is a very different Eagles team and a very different Eagles mindset and a different Eagles philosophy. So I'm going with Tampa.
Okay.
I think I think the Eagles are more bad right now. I think if the playoffs started 6 weeks ago, I would have taken the Eagles in a heartbeat, even if they were the 5 seed by some snowball's chance in hell back then, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I think if you're considering the current trends and you're considering things right now, I'm going with Tampa. I hope I'm wrong. I really do. But I think Tampa wins.
Chelsea? Yeah. So
what about?
Yeah, definitely give me Philly for sure.
Yeah.
So the only two we have different then are those last 2 games. So I took the Rams and the Eagles. You took the Lions and Bucks.
Yes.
Okay.
So that would mean
let's fill out the rest of our playoff brackets here. So that would mean that you are sending Cleveland to
Baltimore, which is a cool AFC North matchup.
You're sending Kansas
KC
City
to Buffalo, which is what you were doing too.
Exactly.
Because we only had things different in the AFC or in the NFC.
Correct.
So let's do the whole damn AFC because that's easy for us.
That's easy for us. Yes. So Ravens, Browns.
It's a cool rematch. They split this year, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
And I think the away team won every time.
Yes.
I'm going to go with Baltimore in that matchup, I think.
I'm also going to go Baltimore. They've been extremely electric, and they signed Dalvin Cook.
Yep. Which is cool.
Which is awesome for them.
Yeah. Dalvin Cook and Melvin Gordon, all kinds of whack. Listen, man, the Ravens. You gotta love Ravens running backs, man. This is the Ray Rice curse.
Yeah, honestly.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna take the Ravens too, and then Chiefs head to Buffalo.
Yes, that's a fun matchup for sure.
That's crazy. We all know how those get.
Any recently at least any permutation of Chiefs, Bills, and Bengals I think are a fun matchup in the regular season and in the playoffs, especially this one because it ended so weirdly during the season. And during the season, this game was in Kansas City, if I remember correctly.
Yes, and Buffalo won.
Buffalo did win. It was back in Week 14. And it definitely ended weirdly with that whole Kadarius Toney being offsides thing.
Yep.
But this one's in Buffalo, and in this scenario, Buffalo will have won 6 straight, and I think they make it 7. I think the Bills win in that matchup.
Oh.
It's tough to call for sure, but I think the Bills win.
I think so too. I am going to go Buffalo. The reason I am going to go Buffalo is because the Chiefs are having a similar Eagles skid.
Yeah.
They've won a few games, obviously, but they're literally like the same situation, in my humble opinion. So,
It feels like the Chiefs are not quite the Chiefs we're used to.
correct, and that's a
I
receiver
agree.
issue for sure. So, yeah, give me Buffalo. So Buffalo, we both have Buffalo Ravens.
Yep, in Baltimore for the conference championship for the AFC. Who wins that?
It's time. It's time. Josh Allen, you deserve this, bro. I'm taking Buffalo.
Yeah. The fun answer is Buffalo. The right answer, I think, is Baltimore. But the boring... I hate Super Bowls that are the 1-1. It's boring. I hate it. Like, it happened last year. It doesn't happen a ton. I hate 1-1 Super Bowls. And... spoiler alert, I don't really see anybody beating the Niners in the NFC, so for the sake of keeping this a little bit fun, I'd say Buffalo wins and goes to the Super Bowl also.
Yeah,
I think Buffalo got hot at the right time.
they did. They lost to the Eagles, went down to 6-6, and have not looked back.
Yeah, I can see the America's Game documentary coming out now. You know, you're 6-6. How do you bounce back? You win a shit ton straight.
Now you're in the Super Bowl.
Bills go to their first Super Bowl since 90 something and play the Niners, and that's a tough matchup for sure. But maybe the Bills go in there and do me a favor and help us tie the Patriots with the Broncos and the Bills now for most lost Super Bowls. Who knows?
All right. So now our NFC is a little different.
Yeah, NFC is a little bit different. So you would have
I would have the Eagles taking on the Cowboys.
The Eagles and Cowboys, and then the Rams and the Niners.
Correct.
Shout out to the East and West. I would have the Bucks and the Niners, and I would have the Cowboys and the Lions.
Correct.
So we'll start with you first. Let's go Rams, Niners, who wins?
Okay. So I'm taking the Niners, just so we're clear.
Duh.
However, if there is a team that I think could actually pull off an upset against the Niners, it is the Rams. Go look back at their matchups this season. Everything's been relatively close. I rest my case.
I kind of agree. It's weird that the Rams are the 6th seed, and
I don't care.
I feel like the Niners are better than the Cowboys. The Niners are better than the Lions. The
They're the
Niners
best
are better
team.
than the Bucks. The Niners are better than the Eagles, and the Niners are better than the Packers. But the Rams are the team I'm most uncertain of. Like, yeah, I think they are better than the Rams.
They're a dark horse for sure.
But
the Rams.
I didn't have to say I think the Niners are better than any of the other teams.
Yes.
I think the Niners are better than the Rams. And I know they're better than the Cowboys, Lions, Bucks, Eagles, or Packers.
Okay. They're the best team here. That's my mindset. The Niners, at least.
Yeah, totally.
However,
so yeah,
if there's a team that is going to upset them, it is the Rams.
It's the Rams.
It is the Rams in LA. I desperately would want that to happen, not capping. It'd be so much fun, but I'm going to take San Francisco.
Yeah. Okay. So then you would have Eagles, Cowboys in Dallas. I mean, come on.
Okay.
We need the right answer here.
So-
Let's wrap this up. Let's make this quick.
Oh, this is tough because here's my issue. You know what the right answer is?
The right answer is not the one you want to give me.
No, the right answer is Dallas, right? That's not the reason I don't want to give you the answer. The reason I don't want to give you the answer is because how many times have we had Dallas in a situation where they're going to go to the conference championship and they
That is fair.
put Zeke under center and they put like some rent that Dak Prescott runs the ball and runs the clock out. Like,
Yeah.
it's always self-inflicted wounds. What happened the first time the Cowboys played the Eagles? What happens if the Cowboys played like the Bills, the Dolphins? They literally had all these self-inflicted wounds that caused them to lose the games against important teams that they needed to beat. The Cardinals, self-inflicting wounds. You know who else is suffering from the same thing? The Eagles. It's like these two teams they're like trying to figure out who is going to off themselves first. That's how it feels when I'm watching both of these teams. I think that the Cowboys are playing better football right now. However, If the Eagles beat the Packers in good fashion, I'm sorry, the Buccaneers in good fashion, I'm going to take the Eagles. For consistency's sake and as unbiased as possible, I will say that the Dallas Cowboys will play the 49ers in the conference championship. However, I do think it's stupid to pick the Cowboys to win any game in a divisional round. Mm-hmm. And just for that sake, I'm changing my answer. Fuck that noise. No, I don't care who they're playing. They could have played the 6-seeded freaking Rams in the divisional round. I still would pick them to lose. It feels wrong, bro. It feels wrong to pick them because of all the stupidity that they do. And it's like, oh, well, it was just Jason Garrett. No, Mike McCarthy's consisted of 2 of those.
Yeah, Mike McCarthy ain't exactly innocent here. Yeah.
Yeah, so, man, listen, I'm going to take the Eagles. But I gave you good reasons why the Cowboys shouldn't win this game.
Yeah.
Who knows? However, yes, the Cowboys should win. And then the Eagles go play the Niners. I'll take the Niners. Because I think the Niners are just the best team here. So.
Yeah, okay.
However,
so Eagles, Niners.
The Eagles go and win. If the Eagles go and beat the Cowboys, that's a lot of momentum. Just tell you that much. I'll tell you that much.
Okay, so then you'd have Bills, Niners in the Super Bowl.
Correct.
Right now. Okay. So in my playoff scenario, Bucks would go to San Francisco. I kind of feel like that's no contest.
That's
Niners
a blowout. No way.
Yeah, Niners win. Like that's no contest. The more interesting one is definitely the Lions Cowboys rematch in Dallas.
Correct.
That's definitely the more interesting one,
Absolutely.
and for all the reasons that you have said, and I feel like narratively it makes sense for the redemption story here. And for the Cowboys to continue to choke, I think the Lions would upset the Cowboys in that scenario.
Let's go!
So I'm going to go with Lions-Niners to go to the conference championship, where the Lions get smacked up.
Yes.
You know, I'm glad you made it here.
Yeah, unfortunately.
But yeah, Lions get smacked up, Niners, Bills in the
Here's
Super
your
Bowl.
participation trophy. Good.
Yeah. So then, Niners and Bills in the Super Bowl, February 11th. Beautiful Allegiant Stadium. It is beautiful in Las Vegas. It is. Won't be waving the flag this year, but your boy, it's been in there. It's pretty nice. Beautiful stadium. Anyways, we got both of our scenarios. However, our playoffs broke down. It ends up being Bills Niners, which I think was my Super Bowl prediction last year.
Not sure.
If I remember correctly.
Maybe. My Super Bowl prediction this year, I'm pretty sure, was just Chiefs, Eagles.
I know this year mine was Bengals, Eagles. Joe Burrow got hurt and that was toast for my theory. I think it was either last year or maybe the year before. I feel like I've said Bills, Niners in the Super Bowl recently, since on the podcast.
Absolutely. I think you've said it before. All I'm saying is that my Final Four is still alive. The conference championship, Bills. I guess it's not possible now because if the Bills and Chiefs both win their game, they're not going to make the Final Four. Right? It's not possible.
Yeah. My Final Four is still mostly possible. I had Ravens, Bengals, and I had Niners, Eagles.
Mine is Niners, Eagles, Bills, Chiefs. Unlucky. Hate to see it.
So then, we both have the Niners, we both have the Bills. Who wins the Super Bowl?
Dude, it's time. It's time. Brock Purdy is a young quarterback. Only second-year quarterback. Deebo Samuel's a solid, amazing player. Brandon Ayuk's good. Defense is probably the best defense in the league.
It's up there for sure.
Buffalo.
Give me a shout out to Trent Williams real quick before you continue.
Trent Williams deserves that. Sorry, my fault. Gotta give credit to our big boys up front. Buffalo, Josh Allen. I mean, we know what he's about.
Mm-hmm.
Diggs, Gabe Davis, James Cook has finally broken out these last few weeks, which is awesome. Credit to the O-line for that, too, because they were making some big holes. Pause. Dalton Kincaid is also solid. Did I say Dalton Kincaid? Is that his name?
Yeah, that is his name.
I kept thinking
it's
Dalton Schultz.
It's Dalton Kincaid and Dawson Knox.
Thank you. That's where my brain was hurting.
Yeah.
And their defense, looks electric right now. They're doing a lot of great things. Dude, it's time. Josh Allen.
Jordan Poyer, Tre'Davious White.
Give me the Bills. Josh Allen deserves this, bro.
The fun answer is the Bills. For sure.
It's the right answer.
The right answer is the Niners
Nah, I'm tired of the
because
Niners. Niners need to lose another game, bro.
you're
I'm tired of them.
you're saying it's time for Josh Allen. I personally feel like it's time for Kyle Shanahan.
No, no. See, the problem is it was time for Kyle Shanahan when he was offensive coordinator in Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
That was his time. Yet he proceeded to smoke a 28-3 lead and not put up any more points.
Fair enough. He had a chance when they
That was
played
his
the Chiefs
time.
a few years ago too.
He had a time against the Chiefs where he smoked a 10-point lead.
I think it's time for him
To smoke another
finally
lead.
gets it. I think he finally gets it.
Time for him to smoke another lead to Josh Allen and the Bills.
I'm gonna go with the Niners, and I'm gonna go with the Niners probably by a touchdown.
It's valid.
I think.
Give me the Bills by a field goal because the Niners smoke a 10-point lead.
I don't. If it really is Bills Niners, I'm not opposed to that at all. I think that's a fun Super Bowl.
That's a good Super Bowl. I think it'd be a good matchup.
Yeah.
Outside of that, obviously, what is your favorite Super Bowl matchup?
Lions versus anybody. But really, my favorite possible Super Bowl matchup would be Lions Texans or Lions Browns because we talked about that already.
Because of reasons, yeah.
Right. So let's ignore that one because we've already talked about it. Let's get another fun one. I mean, Eagles Chiefs would be fun.
I think the
it'd be
Kelsey
boring, but
Bowl
it'd be fun.
rematch would be fun. I think
It'd be fun.
My low-key, one of my favorite ones is right now, Eagles Bills, just because of the fans.
Mm-hmm.
I think that'd be
That
insane.
would be. People would die, Davion. That's not a nice
In
thing
Vegas?
to say.
Oh man, we'd go. That'd be crazy, bro.
Bills fans and Eagles fans in Vegas at the same time. Yeah, no. There will be casualties.
Over under on tables being broken.
Oh my god.
At least 100.5, right? That's the.
I feel bad for Clark County PD. Holy shit.
Metro's going crazy, bro.
Yeah.
Another fun one I think is obviously Ravens Niners for the history.
I think so too.
And that's cool.
Yeah.
Even though it's the 1-1, I think it's cool.
It's like listen, of all the 1-1s that in recent years, I think this is definitely one of the more interesting 1-1s.
Yeah.
I hate 1-1 Super Bowls, but
This would be a good
I would
one.
tolerate it.
This would be a good one.
Yeah. Gosh. The Niners
I
go into
can't
the Super
realistically
honestly
say anything positive about a Cowboys matchup. Sorry.
Yeah, honestly, the Niners going to the Super Bowl is the right answer, but it feels like it's a boring answer.
It does, doesn't it?
You know, and the Cowboys going to the Super Bowl.
Just feels wrong. Does it not?
I don't hate it.
Yo,
I
listen,
definitely dislike
I'll tell you
it.
though, if the Cowboys do go to the Super Bowl, I hope they play the Texans because that'd be a fun Texas matchup.
That'd be cool, actually.
That's that one I'm okay with. If the Cowboys go to the playoffs or the Super Bowl, that's the one.
I could see I think Cowboys Dolphins would be fun.
That would be interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that.
Honestly, I think the Dolphins would be a really fun team to go to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I just don't know who
I
I
think
want them to play.
Dolphins Niners would be cool because that's an old Marino Montana matchup.
Oh, true.
The Dolphins' most recent Super Bowl was going and getting smacked up by Montana's Niners.
There you go.
So I think that'd be a fun Super Bowl. Gosh. Yeah. I already said the right answer. It's Lions anybody is my favorite Super Bowl matchup. I don't care who goes out of the AFC. Lions Chiefs, Lions Ravens, Lions Bills. But out of anybody, I'd say my favorite Super Bowl matchup that's still technically possible is Lions Texans.
That'd be something.
That'd be something. Got a little North and South matchup. You got two teams who have not won a Super Bowl, let alone even been to a Super Bowl. I think that'd be fun.
Yeah. I'll tell you though, I definitely, if the Eagles go to the Super Bowl, I hope we play the Bills or the Chiefs. Those are the only two answers for me. I'd love the revenge game. I'll tell you that much.
Mm-hmm.
But the Bills would be fun too. I say that all
Bills
the
would
time.
be fun.
I say that every year. Every time the Bills and the Eagles go deep, I'm like, man, how much fun would an Eagles-Bills Super Bowl be?
Eagles Dolphins would be dope.
Eagles-Dolphins also would be dope.
Eagles Steelers would be cool. Like, if the Steelers go to the Super Bowl, I think the only team I want them to play is the Eagles. Because I don't want the Steelers to go to the Super Bowl. But if they played the Eagles, I would tolerate it.
Okay.
You got a little Pennsylvania rivalry is the
That's
thing there.
That's true.
That's what I'm looking at.
You know what one of my fondest memories
Canonically, no, Eagles Steelers would suck. It's the fact that they're 20 miles apart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they'd be going all the way to Las Vegas.
Right, yeah.
So there was a Cowboy fan at the bar we went to last year at the Super Bowl, and he was literally just cheering on the downfall of the Eagles. And I sat there for a while and was like, hey, bro.
Fair enough.
I went, hey,
cheered
bro,
on
how old are you?
I cheered on the downfall of the Chiefs. And
yeah, that's valid. I was like, how old are you? He was like 29. I'm like, dude, have you even seen your team play in one of these? He never talked to me again. He was salty, bro. It was so funny.
Let's see. They last went to the Super Bowl in what, 93, 94?
Yeah, dude, it's been a long time.
I was born in 97 and I'm 26.
Yep. He was born like right as they were coming off.
Probably right as they were coming out of it. Probably right around Steve Young doing it.
Yep. Anyway, this is gonna be fun.
Yep.
All right, I'm gonna place our dollar bets though. We gotta do it.
Okay.
Even though it's just random, it's only 6 games. It's still fun. Even if this is the ones that are more likely to hit.
Well, yeah, statistically speaking, yeah.
Last year, I almost won my wild card round. I don't know if you remember.
You know, I changed my mind, actually. My favorite Super Bowl matchup is Lions-Browns.
Okay.
Because the Browns have also never been to a Super Bowl, but have been around longer. So, like, you look at the history of the NFL, like, Lions and Browns are founding fathers of the NFL.
Okay.
You know, these are teams that were good in the 1930s. Them playing in a Super Bowl would be wild. So, yeah, actually, I changed my mind. Lions-Browns is my favorite Super Bowl possible matchup here.
Okay.
I'd be fine with that.
Sorry.
No, yeah, you work. You place those bets.
I'm doing my best.
Gosh, we're almost done with this sheet.
Yeah, dude. We literally have 4 more weeks?
Wow, I gotta make another one in like April.
Right? Doesn't feel like it though.
I know, this season went by way too fast.
There we go. Sorry, it wasn't letting me add funds. I was like, what do you mean I can't put money in? All right, so I took Browns, Chiefs. Wait, let's not do the spread this time, Davion. Let's not be an idiot. Bills, Boys, Rams, and Eagles. I mean,
And I'm going with
it's nothing, so.
It's fun. Doesn't matter. It's more than 0.
More than 0. And then you took the Browns, Chiefs, Bills, Cowboys, Lions, Bucks.
I imagine mine's a little bit closer to 0.
Actually, yeah. Because technically, the
Yeah.
Eagles are 3-point favorites right now.
Really?
Yeah. Dude,
Interesting.
realistically, we are the better team.
So are the Lions favorites?
Yes.
How much?
3. 3 points.
Okay.
The same. It's the same.
Okay.
The closest one is the Browns Texans at 2.5. The Browns are 2.5-point favorites.
God, what the Bills have probably got to be like 10-point favorites, right?
They are exactly 10-point favorites. Yes.
Yeah. Cowboys are probably like 8-point favorites.
7.5.
Okay. Wow, that was pretty. I thought that was cool.
No, you're pretty close there, by the way.
Well, okay, well then let's just finish this out. Chiefs are 5-point favorites.
4.
I'll take a 1.5.
You were like right there, 1.5 off
Yeah.
from everything. You got the Bills
Yeah.
one on site though. That was beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're only like $12 by the way for the dollar bets. Just so you're aware.
Oh, like $12.
Mine's Mine's a $14.95 payout. Yours is a $13.95.
Wow. Okay. I was
payout.
expecting at least like that first digit to be a 4 or something, but
Like
whatever.
a $40 payout for getting
Yeah.
6 games right. Yeah, it's because it's.
Oh, you don't even have to money order that. I'd just give you my Venmo.
I'm pretty sure if we took the spreads on them, it's more.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, how that works.
Yeah, spreads is a different story. I'd probably take the Steelers with a 10-point spread. You know?
Yeah, like if I took the spread, it'd be a $50 bet for me.
Yeah.
But I usually do those with $10. So like those bets last season, I did $10. So basically, it would be like $10. So it'd be like a $100 thing or something like that. It'd be an extra zero. So it'd be $140 instead of $1. That's usually how I do those. Which I might still do because I like doing the $10 bets on the games because I trust myself. But I think that's all we have. I don't think there's anything else we want to talk about. Unless there's something else I'm missing.
I think that's it.
That's crazy.
I'm happy with that.
We're going to have some fun playoff matchups. I'm really excited for football. I'm going to be working a lot this weekend, but I have Monday off to stream the Eagles game, so I'm really excited. So we will catch you guys all next time. Eric, you need to stay around after we end because I got to tell you something. But other than that,
I got to tell you something too that I couldn't say on the podcast. I thought it was hilarious. We get canceled. If I said this out loud,
I wouldn't get canceled. It's just important.
Oh, I would.
All right.
I lose my job probably.
Ooh, yeah. Let's not have that. We need to pay bills.
Yeah, let's not do that. Yeah, exactly.
Unless the
I
podcast
can't rely
takes off, then we can pay the bills with the podcast.
I can't rely on those dollar bets. I only got so many dollars left.
That would be something. You almost hit it. You almost did it.
I did. Fuck the Washington Commanders.
Gosh darn Commanders, bro.
I don't even think you placed the bet that week. Actually, now that I think about it,
actually, I'm pretty sure you're right. That's true.
It might have been a week when you were in Greece.
It probably was. I think I couldn't bet because I was in Greece.
It was week 11. Yeah.
Oh, maybe I wasn't in Greece.
I think maybe you just straight up forgot.
Maybe I forgot that week. I do forget every once in a while.
Yeah.
Dude, that 15-1 week went crazy. Or 13-1. That went crazy. You had a bunch of you had 2-14. You had a 1-14 in 2 week.
My
highest this season was 12-2. That's the best one I had this season.
Yeah. You had 12-3. 12-4.
Yeah, nothing too crazy though.
Yeah, I look forward to those double-digit weeks.
Yeah, you definitely win. By the way, there's no way that I can beat you.
There is a way.
9 games on me.
There's 11 games left, so yes, there's.
I would have had.
You could have picked against me.
I think that's stupid.
And won.
I feel like the only ones I do that with is let's say I wanted to, let's flip the Texans and the Dolphins. Those are the only ones I would flip. For logistics.
Then we would tie. If you got them all right, we would tie. Got to go for the kill.
Wait, we would tie at that point?
Yeah.
I'm down 9 games.
If you got them all right, and we flip those games, and you bet against me the rest for everything. If you bet against me for everything else, we would tie.
So I'd have to flip
one
more game.
You'd have to flip one more game to beat me.
Okay.
We're allowed to be the same thing for one game. And if you're right for all of them, you would beat me in pick'ems.
This is what we're gonna do. Okay. On my sheet, I'm gonna put below this. The predictions I have set here are the ones I actually think are gonna happen. Okay. However, I'm gonna do some.
Spirit of competition.
I'm going to flip the Texans winning, the Dolphins winning the Chiefs. I already have Rams and Eagles over you. I have to pick between the Bills, Steelers. I have to pick the Steelers or Packers to win a football game. There's an easy answer here.
There is. I think the Cowboys are more likely to, for sure.
The Pack.
If you get them all right, if you get them all right, I will have gone 1-5 this week. You would go 6-0. So I am now only 5 games up on you.
You'd be
4 games
3
up on
games. Aren't we within 9? Or 4, right.
I'd be 4 games up.
I'd close. Yeah. So then I would have to basically. Then we can kind of get a few right from here on out. I can maneuver myself at that point.
Yeah.
Because then we'd have 4 games, and if I could flip flop there, and then it comes down to conference.
Oh, there's 13 games left.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so this is
Maybe
way
I
more
don't-
doable.
Maybe I don't have to do the Cowboy one.
You don't have to flip. You don't have to do the Packers.
I feel like I'm going to do it anyway. YOLO.
Yeah, why not? So
Why
for
the
the
hell not?
spirit of
All right,
competition,
we'll catch you guys next time.
this isn't a matter of Davion's right. This is a matter of Eric's wrong.
This is a matter of can I pull out? Can I keep my 4-0 streak going, or my undefeated pick'em streak going, which seems unlikely at this point. But Eric did this in like season 2. So
I did
I'm gonna
just
do
for the
this.
spirit of competition.
Yeah, so I'll take the
And
Texans.
I
Dolphins,
knew
Bills,
what I was
Packers,
doing was
Rams,
foolish. I made some astronomically bad picks, but in the spirit of competition, I made them just to keep things interesting.
I'll tell you though, if I go 6-0 this week, the actual matchups would be the Bills hosting a playoff game against the Texans, and then the Dolphins heading to Baltimore. The Eagles would host a playoff game against the Rams.
That would be pretty crazy.
That's kind of crazy.
They
Right?
would go to San Francisco. That's cool.
That's wild, right?
Well, why not?
Then I get to be happy about Philly.
Yeah.
Because then there's no Cowboys, there's no Lions. Wait, we only have to go through the Niners. But I mean, the Rams are probably a good enough team. So
At that point, I think Green Bay just wins. Why not? Green Bay
yeah.
Eagles in the conference championship.
Jesus Christ, the Green Bowl.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's wrap it up. We'll catch you guys next time. Thank you guys so much for watching. We appreciate all of you and listening wherever you listen to. Do you have any closing remarks, Eric?
Dude, I got nothing.
Well, then we're going to go out of here. Thank you guys so much for listening to us over on Behind the Plays. I'm your host, Davion. With me, as always, is Eric, and we are out of here. Peace.
See ya.